Session on livability was stimulated by a lively presentation of an AEW evaluation by IED colleagues on the issue. This sparked a lively discussion among a great panel that represented both the public and private sectors in countries, and also multilaterals and the research community. The main takeaway for me is, in order to address livability, you have to have synergies across levels of government, both local as well as central, synergies between the public and the private sector, and synergies across different sectors. It's not just water and urban and transport, but also social sectors, and the need for all of them to be coordinated. That came through loud and clear in the discussion.
The panelists coming from different level governments, including central level, provincial level, city level like Xi'an City, and also some regional level from eastern China, Zhejiang province. We can tell from their presentation that now people pay more and more attention to the performance evaluation. Actually, some principles shared by the panelists. The first is people-oriented. When you try to develop the cities, whether the people are satisfied, that's very, very important. In addition to people-oriented, integrated efforts across different stakeholders, different departments. One more very impressive point I would like to share actually is the use of AI in performance evaluation. We must think about how to take advantage of the technology development to make our evaluation work more efficient, more relevant. In this process, how to update our skills, strengthen our capacity. That's a big issue we have to think about.
The key takeaways of our session titled Strengthening Theories of Change for Rigorous and Actionable Evaluation were: institutional theories of change matter and testing them can make a real difference. Theories of change with a robust design should be made a requirement at the project and system level with an initial focus on use case. It is important to create dynamic theories of change as opposed to adaptive ones so that they can be responsive, adaptive, and still deliver impact. Lastly, in designing theories of change, there should be specific focus on the principles of inclusion, ownership, and participation.
The key takeaway from our session was when we contextualize these global norms, the criteria that we use, principles, standards, what is needed is for these to be contextualized to local contexts, but not compromised. So we had a robust discussion around this, about some of the challenges at national level as well, evaluation capacity constraints, changing mindsets on the value of evaluation, and just how also that this is a living piece of work, constantly evolving, constantly being updated, and happy to see this work going forward.
3, take away the importance of innovation and technology. How can we really use innovation and technology, including AI tools, both during our evaluation, lesson dissemination, and also structuring a new deal? And number 2, take away the importance of evaluators and the role that we could play, and identify key emerging issues like additionality, attribution, both from financial angle and non-financial angle. So those, and also the last one is what kind of incentive can be provided to the financial intermediary players so they can go out of their comfort zone and invest like a small utility companies, transmission lines, and the distribution sectors. Those are the three takeaways, and we will continue the engagement. Thank you.
Greetings. We had a very rich session due to the high caliber of persons from the Evaluation Cooperation Group, Manny, Veronique, Ashwani, and Jose, who provided very deep insights into how evaluation works in practice and who spoke in very concrete ways on the tensions one has between independence and engagement. The various streams of discussion dealt with issues of quality, of independence, communication, and engagement, and I think the audience found it to be very useful because it came from practical examples. We think it was a highly successful session, and we will be sharing both the detailed news item as well as other resources linking to neuroscience. I spoke about the work I've done with Dr. Srini Pillai, an international expert, on how we use neuroscience to move the office at IFAD from a situation where there were high tensions to where there's good engagement. Ideally, to move from evaluation phobia to evaluation engagement. And I think the objective in that regard was achieved. Thank you.
This session explored a number of tools and studies that the GCF IEU and the ADB IEO have employed that go beyond just evaluations or project evaluations. So these tools and studies include global evidence reviews on climate interventions and evaluability study papers that look at whether the funding proposals of GCF are evaluable, and also evaluation quality assessments that look at the quality of project midterm and final evaluations. And in terms of ADB, their topical papers. So these tools help strengthen our own learning as evaluators, but not just our own learning, but of course it helps the learning of our key stakeholders, donor governments, partners, project teams, accredited and implementing entities. So this session was very important because it provided these tools and assessments available that can help strengthen our own learning, that help us be critical of our own work as evaluators. And these studies and tools can provide us with some clues about how to strengthen the capacity of our partners' project teams. And so it's been a really exciting and thrilling session. Evaluation week.